Hi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here again, and I'm hoping that what I say to you might have some benefit for you. I'm speaking on a fool you got accepted. I'm always talking because I believe that every last one of you as human beings want to be satisfied. And as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, that's my mission, that's my job to tell you, to inform you that you can, and in the process, expose some of the stuff that's preventing it and reveal what is required to acquire it. And I was thinking about it just the other day, and it dawned on me I was a young teenager, junior high. I grew up in the South in Mississippi. You know, we growing up there didn't, as black people, didn't have swimming pools. We didn't have playgrounds and stuff that we could go to or parks. And so we played in the streets or wherever in the field we could find a space, or we would go to the lake if we wanted to swim. Well, we didn't get a chance to do that often, and by me being just so young, I never got a chance to go to the lake that much. And however, when we did go, I went, it was to play around in the mud puddle, so to speak, dog paddling and stuff, water around your knees. Um, and doing that, you would look out in the deep, in the middle of the lake, and you would see all the big teenagers out there having fun on in the tubes, playing games, playing sports. And you'd imagine, I would imagine myself being out there with them. And I wanted to go out there so bad, and I know that they would never allow me to come out there because, hey, I couldn't swim as far as they knew. And so I convinced myself that I wanted to be out there with them. I wanted to be out there, and so I told myself I could swim. I told myself I could swim, but what I decided to do, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes me a fool. I decided to go to the lake one day at a time when no one was out there. And I was going to get in the water where we who couldn't swim do our little dog paddling. And I was going to swim across the lake. Now, the reason that I was going to do it was to satisfy myself that I could do it. See, I wanted to be with the guys. And I know they wouldn't let me, or if I tried to go and fail, they would laugh at me. So I wanted to prepare myself, convince myself that I could do it by going out there swimming across the lake. And then when the gangs come out to swim, I would go out there confident that I could do it because I had done it. And when they thought I couldn't, then they would be impressed. So I went out there this day, and I looked across the lake and I saw myself going. I want to tell you who listening to me right now, I never had one doubt. This didn't just happen over a thought I planned over evening. Now, I thought about this for a while. But I want you to know that I never thought for 1 minute about not being able to do it. It never crossed my mind. Never. I was thinking just when I was the other day, death never crossed my mind. Because if it had, maybe I wouldn't have done it. But it never. I was convinced that I could do it. So on this day when I went out there, I said, okay, it's my moment. And I started to dog paddle out of that to get in the deeper water. And then to start doing some stroking. And I was stroking for, okay. Then I realized that, oh, this is cool. And I looked, you know, you turn your head. So I'm turning my head. I looked down the lake, up the lake. I wasn't trying to look up the lake and all that stuff. I was just turning my head so I could breathe. And I turned my head one way, one particular way, and up there was a trunk sticking up out of the water. And a snake was on it. And scared me. I'm in an area where I can't run. I'm not on the land. Here I am. I'm vulnerable to the snake. So I just screamed. When I screamed, the snake turned around and looked at me and dropped in the water. And I turned around and I started splashing water because I was trying to get out of that water. I noticed I was splashing, I wasn't moving, so I got calm. And all of a sudden I found myself at the bank, getting out of that water naked. And as I got out of the water, the snake moved over in some shallow water, curled up, and watched me. I never went back to that lake again, except maybe 50 years later to take some pictures. Now, what do you think happened there? I used to tell myself when I think and I outran it, I said I went to the lake to swim, confident that I could swim and was swimming. But what I didn't know is that I could run faster than a snake, swim faster than a snake. So I convinced myself until one day I woke up and told myself, no, that didn't happen like that. That I had never been able to swim before. I never had a doubt. Somebody might say call it mind over matter. I don't know what it was, but I was doing what I said I was going to do. When I saw that snake, I ran out of there. Something told me, say, Eddie, anybody out there in a lake like that under the conditions that I just described would have been drowned. They've been found somewhere floating. And the fact that I outran a snake, it almost made me think that something inspired a snake to run me out of there and then to chase me and watch me as I was leaving to make sure I didn't get back in. It took a lot of years for that to come. But I finally accepted that as a reality. But having done that, there was something that else occurred to me that was just as important to me. If I was willing to put my life on the line just to convince my friends or convince myself that I should go before my friends and convince them that I'm just as tough as they are, if I was willing to put my life on the line for that, I should definitely be willing to put my life on the line when I know that we as human beings can have our life satisfaction. Every last one of us can live a satisfied life without lying, cheating, without being angry, and I know that. And let me tell you, I'm just as excited about that as I was about going out there swimming across that lake when I'd never done it before. Excited as could possibly be, because it's like somebody had shown me the movie. Somebody had given me the tip. And all I had to come and do is bring it to you, the people. I hear you pray. You want to live a satisfied life. All I had to come back and tell you, hey, somebody gave me a picture and share it with you. And as I shared it with you, you can understand it, see it, and appreciate it, and accept it. And we could do that, take care of that business. Well, I was really excited when I came back. I think I came back with a radio program called The Moment of Truth, Life of Victory Eternal, Love Ministry, Life of Victory Eternal. I did that for years. Then I took The Moment of Truth. I did that for years, trying to get that message out there to the people. Streets, on the streets, going to churches, public places, even got a cable access, start doing Paradise on Earth Unlimited, just sharing it with you. And then start running for public office. Ran for mayor, ran for governor, ran for United States Senator, ran for president, all champion. And so it hit me one day what was really happening. When I was thinking about swimming, it involved me. I didn't require any support from anyone. I had all of the support I need. I believed in me. And so I did what I said and felt I could do. And that's what I reported on. But when I came to the public about this idea, about this life of satisfaction, that required more of me. It required more than me. I went to deliver, but each individual had the same obligation, the same responsibility, the same where to make a choice on what I was saying. And that left me out everywhere. Left me out everywhere. So I felt like I really felt defeated. But something says you weren't defeated. You did what you were supposed to do. When you went to swim across the lake, you came back without going across the lake because you didn't have to go across the lake. You knew now that you could swim and you could take care of it pretty quick. You went to the people to tell them about what you had learned about this satisfied life, and they rejected it. So what else can you do? You can't force it on them. Anything that brings them to the point where they can accept it is out of my hands. And so I guess all I have to say now to all of the people who listen is this. Boy, you need to know God. That's what I want to tell you. Because as long as you ignore God, you will be lost.